Drive a right-winger crazy. Help build a home of progressives by becoming a TYT member. Click the link in the description box below.
A pharmacist in Michigan apparently refused to dispense medication for a woman's miscarriage because of his religious beliefs. I want to give you all the details. This woman, Rachel Peterson, became pregnant earlier this year, and an ultrasound eventually showed in the end of June that her fetus no longer had a heartbeat. Her doctor prescribed her a drug that would make the miscarriage process happen faster and avoid her having to have an invasive surgical procedure, which apparently carries with it at least some risk of an inability to later give birth. So obviously wanting to avoid that amidst a terrible personal trauma, she was willing to potentially take this medication. On July 1st, she and her husband were about to leave to pick up the medication at this particular pharmacy when she said she received a call from the pharmacist who, quote, stated that as a good Catholic male, he could not in good conscience fill this medication. She explained to the pharmacist, who she identified as Richard Kalkman, that her fetus was no longer viable and that she needed the medication to complete the miscarriage safely. She says that he didn't believe me, and he also told her that he couldn't support an abortion. He also refused her request to speak to another pharmacist or to the manager. A spokesman for that pharmacy said that he has not been employed since early July of this year, so apparently shortly after that conversation. And apparently pharmacists there are who choose to decline to fill a prescription for religious reasons must either arrange for the prescription to be filled by another pharmacist in the store or transfer the prescription to another convenient pharmacy, both of which he refused to do. And one of the ironies about this particular drug, which I personally had not known anything about, is there are other uses for this drug. And she says that if her husband had called in, there are things that men use it for, there would have been no problem whatsoever. It was merely the fact that she was a woman that clued him in that it had something to do with a problem with a pregnancy and thus triggered his religious response.
Oh, this whole thing makes my uterus hurt. Like, no, really, that is, and that's not a decision that anybody other than the doctor and the woman should be making about what's happening with her body, let alone somebody as a pharmacist who's sworn to just dispense medication as prescribed by a medical professional. And I think that goes to a big part of that's been missing from the pro-life side of the debate is a lot of this, women aren't going out seeking abortions willy-nilly, and a lot of the medication is for medical reasons to protect the life of the mother. And women, I mean, she wanted that baby, right? She wanted that baby and it was no longer viable. Why put her through any more pain because you think that you have some religious authority behind you?
The Republican Party turning America into Saudi Arabia. So now Trump's in the middle of a cover-up for Saudi Arabia, and now religious zealots saying, yeah, why don't we do Sharia law in America, as long as it's my Sharia law and not their Sharia law. It's supposed to be a free country, it's in the Constitution, you're not supposed to establish a religion. So why do I care about your religion? What do you mean you're not gonna give me something that my doctor ordered because of your religion? I mean, how preposterous. All right, so Muslims can just stop giving everyone bacon, right? When they go to the grocery store. And this was actually a case that happened in Minnesota and we were livid about it. Well, then don't work at the grocery store. Do your job or go home, right? No, apparently now Muslims can enforce their religion upon you, Jews can enforce theirs, Rastafarians can enforce theirs. We all get to say, okay, no, you all have to live by my religion. If you want that, you can go to Saudi Arabia, you can go to Iran, you can go to a lot of different countries. But that's not what America's about. But you guys don't understand the country because you believe in theocracy and you're fundamentally un-American. And let's also note the irony of the Laura Ingrams of the world telling LeBron James, shut up and dribble. Almost all the conservatives telling Colin Kaepernick, shut up and play. And basically shut up and do your job, right? In this case though, don't do your job on something that isn't kneeling. Who cares if whenever he kneels, right? It's about your life, your very life. And that guy gets to interfere in your life and will not do his job. It's unconscionable. And yet, oh, Joe, yeah, I know, but I won't impose my religion on you. And the last irony, wait, I thought you guys were for small government. Oh, you're for small government when it allows the Koch brothers and giant corporations to pollute our environment and poison our kids. You're for small government when billionaires are getting tax breaks, but when somebody wants to control their own body, doesn't get any more freedom and liberty than controlling your own body. You say, no, I want jackbooted thugs from the government to control your body for you, and I want their brown shirts in the form of pharmacists to make sure that you can't get medicine that affects your health when you need it, because I'm in favor of what? Small government? please, at least understand what you're in favor of. You're for giant, big government that's a theocracy, just like Saudi Arabia. The TYT Plus app is now available on iOS and Android. Download to get more TYT content at tyt.com/app.